Alors, je m'appelle Mathias et je vis dans un petit village qui est situé à 35 km de la ville de Rennes. Rennes, c'est une assez grande ville et c'est là que j'aimerais habiter parce que mes amis habitent à Rennes. En fait, nous allons tous au lycée à Rennes. Mes amis peuvent aller à pied au lycée. Mais pour moi, c'est pas facile. Tous les matins, je dois prendre le bus et ça prend au moins 1 heure. En plus, je m'ennuie ici. Il n'y a personne de mon âge. Et puis, le soir, impossible de retourner en ville pour aller au cinéma ou sortir avec mes amis. Il n'y a plus de bus après 18 heures. Depuis 2 ans, je demande tout le temps à mes parents de déménager à Rennes. Mais je vois bien que eux, ils aiment le calme de la campagne. Ils ne veulent pas partir. Alors, ensemble, nous avons trouvé une solution. L'année prochaine, je serai pensionnaire. Je suis si heureux car je vais pouvoir sortir 2 fois par semaine avec mes amis, mais aussi faire partie d'un club de football de Rennes. Okay, so what's going on in here? His name is Mathias and he lives in a small village that is located from 35 kilometers from the city of Rennes. So Rennes is a big city and it's there that he would like to live because his friends live in Rennes. So they all go to the same high school in Rennes and his friends can go to school on foot, but for him it's not easy because every morning he has to take the bus and it takes like at least an hour. And on top of that, he is really bored in wherever he is living. There's no one of his age. And then in the evening, I'm sorry, it's impossible to return to town to go out with his friends because there's no buses after 6 p.m. So for 2 years, he's been asking for his parents all the time to move, déménager, remember, to move to Rennes. But his parents, they like the quietness of the countryside and they do not want to leave. So together they have found a solution. Next year, he will be in a kind of like a boarding school, but close to home, so he can still go to home on the weekends. And he says he's going to be really happy because he's going to be able to go out with his friends twice a week. But he's also going to be able to join a soccer club. So let's look at the words we have in here. We have the word proche, which means close, like close to somewhere. Prendre, to take. Le soir, in the evening. Aucune, like none, like nothing. Assez, enough. Rentrer, to go back. Régulier, regular. In the morning. To appreciate. Far. Apprécier, right? So we have two forms of the verb apprécier. We have the conjugated form when it's il plural, and then we have the infinitive. So this is also something that you need to know, for this exercise to, choose the correct form of the same word sometimes, right? So here we have le village où habite Mathias est assez something de Rennes. So is it rather close, rather far away? 35 kilometers is rather far, huh? It's not like next door, right? So assez loin, right? Rather far from Rennes. À partir de l'année prochaine, from next year, Mathias va chez lui que le week-end. So if you are un pensionnaire, it means that you are living in un pensionnat. Okay, un pensionnat is a kind of like a boarding school, but where you only stay the weekdays. At weekend, you go home. Okay, so you need to know this, that he's gonna go back home. So il va rentrer. Why am I choosing this one? Okay, let's say for a second I had like two forms of the same verb, right? Like the verb apprécier. Anyways, you see the verb rentrer. Here we have a verb that is already conjugated. It's the first verb. Second verb is always infinitive, right? And on top of that, if you recognize it, this is the near future tense, right? So you need an infinitive in here. Il n'y a pas de transport public pour les habitants du village. So something to describe the transport public. So it's not really regular transportations. So, pas de transport public régulier, right? And here you could have used, here we're using an adjective, but you could have used assez, right? You could think there's not enough transportation mode for the people, but if you were going to use, if assez was the correct answer, remember it's assez de, beaucoup de, right? You would have a de in here to indicate that you would have needed to use assez instead of régulier, right? Instead of an adjective. So this is also something you can look out for when you do this exercise. So assez wouldn't be the correct answer, but some people might think that it is. Les parents de Mathias semblent something la vie à la campagne. So they seem to appreciate, right? In English, to appreciate is the infinitive, right? And also semble, right, is the first verb. You see ent, which is an ending of the verb, of an er verb. So you know this is already conjugated. So the second one has to be infinitive, right? Donc apprécier, right? Mathias pense qu'il n'y a pas something d'activité à faire dans son village, so he doesn't think that there is enough. And here enough would be the answer, because why? Because we have the D apostrophe here that is telling us that we need to use something to indicate the quantity, like beaucoup de, assez de, peu de, right? Moins de, and it's a D apostrophe because activité starts with the A. All right, I think that's it.